Lisa was just an ordinary woman or so, they thought. When she walked into the high-end car dealership wearing simple jeans and a worn-out handbag, the salespeople barely glanced at her. They whispered. They smirked. They ignored her. Finally, when she asked to see a Rolls-Royce Phantom, the salesman laughed in her face. "Ma'am, maybe you'd like to check out something more affordable?" Lisa frowned. "No, I'd like to see the Rolls-Royce." The salesman snickered, shaking his head. "I don't think that's in your budget. We don't waste time on window shoppers." Then he did the UNTHINKABLA. He motioned to security, and just like that, Lisa was escorted out of the dealership. UMILIATED. INSULTED. REJECTED. Lisa walked away in silence. But what the dealership didn't know. She wasn't just some simple woman, she was the wife of one of the richest men in the country. THENEXTDAYSHOCKANDAWA. The morning sun had barely risen when something unbelievable happened. A convoy of luxury cars rolled into the dealership. NOTONA. NOTTWO. SIXROLSROYCES pulled up, followed by a stunning, custom-made golden Phantom. The staff froze. Customers gasped. Even the manager, who had dismissed Lisa, stood speechless. Then the door of the golden Rolls-Royce opened. Lisa stepped out, dressed in an exquisite designer outfit. She looked like she had walked straight out of a Billionaire's gala. And behind her, her husband, a self-made billionaire, known for his no-nonsense attitude. Lisa walked straight up to the SAME salesman who had insulted her. "I wanted to buy a car yesterday," she said, "but your staff didn't think I was worth their time." The salesman stammered, sweating. Mom, I didn't realize," Lisa smiled. But it wasn't a warm smile. "So today, I'm here to make a purchase. EVERYONEHELDTHEIRBRETH." Lisa turned to her husband. "Honey, should we buy every single Rolls-Royce they have?" THEDEALARSHIPWENT. The billionaire nodded. "Yes, my love. Every single one. GASPSFILADTHEROOM. The manager rushed forward, begging for forgiveness. The salesman? He was sweating bullets. Please, ma'am. We'll give you a discount." Lisa held up a hand. "I don't need your discount. I just need you to learn a lesson." She turned to the staff. "Never judge a person by how they look." And with that, Lisa and her husband signed the papers, bought every single Rolls-Royce, and drove off in their golden Phantom, leaving the dealership in total shock. THEMOSTEPICCOMEB, Would why you have done the same? The aftermath, the dealership's worst nightmare, begins. The moment Lisa and her husband drove off, the reality of what just happened sank in for the dealership. They had just lost every luxury car on their showroom floor. Millions of dollars in sales, GONE. Customers who had witnessed the jaw-dropping scene began murmuring. Some shook their heads in disbelief. Others pulled out their phones, recording and posting everything online. KarmaServe started trending within HOURS. But the real nightmare for the dealership was about to begin. The Internet EXPLODES. BOYCOTTTHASDEALERSHIP. By that evening, the entire incident had gone viral. Millions of views. Thousands of comments. How dare they treat a woman like that? NEVER buying from this dealership again. She handled that with class. What a queen! And then the real blow. The dealership's Google reviews plummete overnight. 1-star reviews floodedn. Luxury car buyers who once trusted the dealership canceled their orders. Within days, sales had dropped by 80%. The CEO of the dealership was furious. He demanded to know who was responsible for this disaster. And the answer? The salesman who had kicked Lisa out. The salesman's FATE, the PRICE of disrespect. The salesman, once so arrogant, was now a nervous wreck. He sat in the manager's office, sweating. His boss glared at him. You cost us millions. You embarrassed this company. Do you know WHO that woman was? The salesman gulped. I didn't know she was married to a billionaire. THEPOINT. The manager roared. You judged her based on her appearance. And now we're paying the price. Effective IMMEDIA. TELY. The salesman was FIRAD. ESCOR. TEDOUT of the dealership, just like he had kicked Lisa out. Meanwhile, Lisa and her husband were CELABRATING. That night, Lisa and her husband hosted a private event. A lavish party at their luxurious mansion. Champagne flowed. Laughter filled the air. You handled that with pure class, my love, her husband said, raising a toast. Lisa smiled. Sometimes the best revenge is success. And with that, Lisa took a sip of her champagne, knowing she had just taught the world an unforgettable lesson. Never underestimate the power of a simple woman. Why you think? Did the dealership get what it deserved? The dealership's TOTALCOLAPSA. The fallout was just beginning. Luxury car brands Bentley, Rolls-Royce, Ferrari PULAD, their contracts with the dealership. No high-end cars equals no high-end customer. Wealthy clients REFUSAD to do business with them. They didn't want their reputation stained by associating with such a classless establishment. Within UEAKS, the dealership's profits were an FREFALL. Then came the FEILBLOW. One morning, a black Rolls-Royce Phantom rolled up to the dealership. Out stepped one of the city's top corporate lawyers. I'm here on behalf of Mr. and Mrs. Montgomery. The dealership owner turned pale. Lisa's husband had filed a multi-million-dollar lawsuit for defamation and discrimination. The case went public. News stations picked up the story. HEADLINSREA. D luxury car dealership faces discrimination lawsuit, sales plummet. Billionaire power couple DESTRO. YS rude salesman's career. We deeply regret the incident, the dealership statement read, and we are committed to making changes. Too late. The damage was done. The business SHUTSDOWN. 6 months later, the dealership went BANKRUPT. The once thriving business was now an abandoned building. LOCKEDDOORS. EMPTYLOT. AFORSALAS. IGNOUTFRONT. And who do you think bought the property? Lisa's husband. The FEINALACT of revenge. Months later, Lisa and her husband hosted an event at the former dealership location. It was a grand reopening, but NOT as a car dealership. Lisa turned the space into a women's empowerment center. This place will now serve as a hub to uplift women, teach them financial independence, and ensure no woman is ever treated the way I was. The grand opening was a massive success. Powerful women from across the country attended. Major companies donated to the cause. Lisa's name became synonymous with strengthclass and revengeoneright. And what about Lisa and her husband? They were happier than ever. We turned an insult into inspiration. Business boomed for them. They still drove their luxury cars just NOT from that dealership. And their love only grew stronger. Morale of the story? Never underestimate the power of a woman. Because the one you look down on today might just OWNYURBUSINASS tomorrow. Do you think Lisa handled this like a queen? Let us know in the comments.